Hello and welcome to the channel, guys. As all presidential candidates for the forthcoming 2023 elections converge to sign a peace pact, one candidate was conspicuously missing. Remember that campaigns have officially started as the countdown begins proper for the main event. In that vein, party leaders have been impressed upon to not only caution themselves in terms of inciting violence with their words or actions, but also caution their supporters as well. Before we get to the news proper, guys, please subscribe to the channel, like, share, and comment also. Let's go. Tinubu absent as presidential candidates sign peace pact. The presidential candidate of the All Progressives Congress, Bola Tinubu, was absent on Thursday as the presidential candidates of other political parties were physically present for the signing of the now customary peace pact. However, Tinubu's running mate Kashim Shettima was present at the signing alongside Atiku Abubakar of the People's Democratic Party, Peter Obi of the Labour Party, Rabiu Kwankwaso of the New Nigeria People's Party, among others. The Punch reports that the Independent National Electoral Commission on September 21, 2022 released the final list of candidates for national elections, namely presidential, senatorial, and federal constituencies, in line with the 2023 elections timetable earlier released in the year. INEC, which confirmed this in a statement by the National Commissioner in charge of voters' education, Festus Okoye, also posted the list on its website. The list contained 36 presidential candidates and the running mates of 18 political parties. Also, a total of 4,223 candidates will battle for 469 legislative positions, senatorial and federal constituencies at the federal level. Earlier on Thursday, the Punch also reports that barely 1 week after releasing his presidential campaign council list, Tinubu came under heavy fire from the leadership and National Working Committee of the party. In a strongly worded letter written and signed by Adamu to Tinubu, who is still having a vacation in London, the party accused him of arrogantly ignoring their contribution to the composition of his campaign council. Do well to subscribe to the channel, guys. Like, share, comment, and turn the notification bell on, please. Thank you. In a related development, the All Progressives Congress on Thursday distanced its chairman, Senator Abdullahi Adamu, from the open letter he purportedly penned to the party's presidential candidate, Bola Tinubu, accusing him of running a one-man show in composing his campaign council. The ruling party maintained that the letter did not emanate from its chairman and that the letter in circulation was not signed by Adamu. The party's national publicity secretary, Felix Moka, debunked the letter in a statement made available to journalists on Thursday. The Punch reports that barely 1 week after releasing his presidential campaign council list, Tinubu came under heavy fire from the leadership and National Working Committee of the party. In a strongly worded letter written and signed by Adamu to Tinubu, who is still having a vacation in London, the party accused him of arrogantly ignoring their contribution to the composition of his campaign council. However, Moka on Thursday said the letter was unsigned and should not be attributed to the ruling party chairman. Our attention has been drawn to a draft letter in circulation purportedly written by His Excellency Senator Abdullahi Adamu, the national chairman of our great party, addressed to His Excellency Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the presidential candidate of our great party, expressing dissatisfaction over the recently released list of the Presidential Campaign Council, PCC. To be clear, the draft letter did not emanate from the party. An unsigned letter that marks itself as a draft cannot and should not be attributed to its purported author. The national chairman of our party and our presidential candidate maintain cordial and effective communication channels and enjoy full liberty of open and frank conversations on matters of interest to the party and our presidential campaign. As such, an unsigned draft letter of the kind in circulation is patently unnecessary and of no qualitative value to engagement between the party and the PCC. We will not be distracted by the wishes and actions of detractors that wait gleefully but in vain for some kind of crisis to erupt between the party and the PCC. We stand united as a party in our resolve and commitment to execute a focused and issue-driven campaign to persuade Nigerians to renew our mandate in next year's general election, the statement read. Meanwhile, an excerpt of the purported letter read as follows. On behalf of the National Working Committee of the All Progressives Congress, I present my compliments to Your Excellency and have the honor to convey to you in truth and respect the committee's opinion and position regarding the above-mentioned subject matter, with a view to having a clear understanding about the respective roles and responsibilities of the principal organs of the party charged with the duties of conducting the campaigns in the forthcoming general elections. This correspondence has become necessary in view of developments that took place over the last few days around the purported appointment into the Presidential Campaign Council (PCC) that was announced precipitately by officials of the council without making recourse to the NWC for approval. All along, the NWC had been disposed towards the campaign in a cooperative spirit that is driven by the overall interest of the party and the singular desire of victory for our candidates in the persons of your esteemed self and your running mates. It is against this background that the NWC received with astonishment and regret the press release by the PCC on 23rd September 2022 in which a purported list of appointees was announced, which effectively served as the approved roster of participants in the party's presidential campaign council. The purported list not only came as a complete surprise to the NWC and the party's leadership, but also contravened the principles and purposes of the arrangements that you and I had led towards the adoption of the organogram of the PCC and its principal officials. Perhaps it has become necessary owing to the passage of time that I should draw Your Excellency's attention to the agreements that we reached in principle around the final adoption of the PCC list, based on the understanding that it was a work in progress until such a time that the joint NWC and PCC committee that was established to formalize the structure and populate the list submits its reports. Your Excellency will no doubt recall our meetings in my office and also at the NWC conference room at the party's National Secretariat on Wednesday, 7th September 2022, during which we discussed the details of the organogram of the PCC and its composition as a collaborative project between the two entities. Our recollection of those meetings clearly leave us in no doubt that a breach of agreement has occurred and that a return to the principles of cooperation and respect for each other is required. In Your Excellency's own words, which I take the liberty to quote here, which I also owe dearly, you stated that there is a burden on everyone's shoulders towards delivering the elections to the party and the candidates. This has been the view of the NWC and myself all along since Your Excellency's emergence as our great party's flag bearer. That's the news, guys. See y'all again soon. Bye.